Hey there, Tenno. I'm Shadow Scythe, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys a particular build and whatnot that I'll use on Valkyr that I have a lot of fun with. But before I do that, I want to actually get into a little bit of, well, it's kind of just like an update on the Warframe. It's still going to be a little while, unfortunately, before Warframe comes out. But D. Steve did confirm on his stream yesterday that between this week and next week, the audio team was going to be doing a lot of recording for her. Which that also gives the actual model designers time to polish any of the rough bits of her abilities out.
There is a large platoon.
Because as we know, they looked amazing with the dev stream, but there's no way they were finished. And anyway, the whole reason as to why I'm also doing... And then one of the other things is, if I remember correctly, D. Steve also hinted at new operator cosmetics that may be coming. As to when those actually do drop, I don't know. New Tenogen should drop this week. But all that aside, the whole reason as to why I'm even doing this new segment is when I had originally told a friend of mine that I was going to start making YouTube videos for Warframe, one of the things he had suggested, which I was actually planning on doing, was I was planning on showing off my builds. Just because, yes, there's a particular way everybody likes to play, but also I know there's a lot of people who ask other content creators what their builds are. So I figured, rather than have people ask, I'll just show mine off to begin with. Then you can try any of them for yourself and determine whether you like them or not, and go from there.
Another job well executed.
And as you guys probably hinted if you were paying attention to my abilities, I'm currently running 2 augments on Valkyr. Well, Valkyr Prime. And I decided to start with Valkyr Prime because my video on the Valkyr Prime axis is technically what kicked off my channel. So it's kind of like it was just like a little sentiment sort of thing. Anyway, this is the build that I use with her. Primed Flow, Primed Continuity, and I've got Continuity and Eternal War pretty much to crank up the duration on, obviously, Warcry for the increased melee attack speed. However, having Primed Continuity also helps out with paralysis. Then I'm utilizing Steel Fiber and Vitality because Valkyr has a negligible shield, and yes, I could get some more health if I throw on Vigor, but the added bonus of the shield is pretty much a waste. Especially since if I'm low on health, I can just drop into Hysteria, hit like 4 things, and be back up to max. I've got Intensified just to kind of increase the power strength of everything a little bit. Because the way Valkyr works now, you don't need to build crazy power strength, because on top of Hysteria scaling with her power strength, it also inherits off of the mods on your equipped melee weapon. So there's really no need. And then I've got Armored Agility for the extra armor, as well as a little bit faster sprint speed, which is really nice because Valkyr Prime is now slightly faster than a Loki, and a lot more mobile. And then I'm running the double augment because of Hysterical Assault being an Elixis mod, which just adds to her mobility, because then I can go nuts in one corner of the room, turn around, tap my middle mouse button, and just jump across the map and begin going nuts on a group of enemies over there. Comes in real handy in survival missions. And then if you've got a Necros nearby, just to run around and desecrate everything that you're butchering, well, there you go. Anyway, that's what her stats and everything look like with the equipped mods. Now, with her abilities, having the additional power duration also increases your combo window with Ripline, and it does 780 damage with Intensify. Warcry only gives a 65% armor increase, well, 65%, but it lasts for 21.75 seconds initially, not counting the additional 4 seconds you get for each kill you get, or each melee kill you get while Warcry is active. Unfortunately, you have to be within 25 meters in order to be affected, because as you saw, I sacrificed additional power range for some efficiency, some duration, and power strength. Paralysis gives a 4.55 damage multiplier with a 1300 knockback strength, with an effective range of only 10 meters. And then the thing with Hysteria is it only shows the base damage plus what you're getting with Intensify. It does not count what your melee mods. So if I had no melee weapon equipped and was using Hysteria, damage is at 325 with an energy drain of 1.21 per second, only 5% lifesteal, and only an effective range of 5 meters. However, the thing with Hysteria is the longer you're in Hysteria, then you'll get like this AoE circle around you that puts like an aura on enemies that are standing within it. And the longer you're in Hysteria, that actually grows. And I believe it consumes more energy the longer you're in it. But if you're killing enemies fast enough, or you have somebody in your team like a Trinity that can just energy vampire the shit out of everything before you kill it, you're not going to run out of energy anytime soon. Or in my case, with me using Primed Flow, since I actually did not pay attention, what is my power max? My power max is 638 with Prime Flow. I drop into Hysteria, I'm not running out of energy anytime soon. Unless something hits me with a freaking magnetic proc. And then, just a little bit of Fashion Frame. I am obviously using her unique little dangly bits. But I'm also using the Disconnect Sandana. And there's a particular reason as to why I'm using the Disconnect Sandana, because I bought this with before Valkyr Prime came out. The whole reason as to why I'm using this is because I have an arcane in it. On finisher, 100% chance for 60% armor for 40 seconds. If I remember correctly, that is called Arcane Ultimatum. Yeah, Arcane Ultimatum. And then some of you are probably looking at this and going, okay, so you have a max Arcane Ultimatum on a Sandana you use with Valkyr. Primarily use it with her. I'll use it with other tankier frames as well, just because of that additional armor. Eventually, I will get more arcane trickeries to put on that Avara helmet, which I might shift them over, because lately I'm liking the new helmet that came out. I still need to get the remaining ones to finish Arcane Awakening on Mesa. Mesa also being the only one that I typically use that with. Mostly because Mesa, I tend to not run a melee weapon. And if I do, it's rare. I've got a maxed Arcane Trickery on the Harlequin helmet from Mirage, but some of you are probably looking at the bottom too and going, why the fuck do you have maxed Arcane Titania RI helmet and a regular Titania helmet? I have those because I like both of the helmets. I really do. And I tend to spend a lot of time in Razor Wing on her. And I figured this out after doing it with the RI helmet. But Arcane Strike can be procced by her Razor Flies. Anyway, enough about that. I'm getting too far off topic. But you guys saw the way, like, you pretty much saw how Valkyr performs, or at least mine. She is definitely not a bad frame, and she is definitely the tankiest frame in Warframe, excluding like Rhino or Neja or Chroma or even Atlas. Atlas having the ability to put up his bulwark, Neja having that stupid little ring of fire, which is the same thing as Rhino's Iron Skin or Frost Snow Globe. Because those three on their own can be super freaking tanky if you build for those powers. Because if you build for those powers, yes, they will easily out-tank a Valkyr that will not use Hysteria. However, just going off of their base stats, Valkyr does beat them out of the water. Pretty much because of Valkyr being the berserker melee character that everybody loves to use at some point.
If I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you.
Anyway, that has been it for this video. If you want to keep up with me on a day-to-day, you can follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe and click the bell icon if you want to know right when I upload a new video. If for whatever reason you would like to donate, I do have a Patreon set up that you can find through my channel page. And as always, Tenno, until next time, stick to the shadows.